And this episode of the Supergun Show, we're doing the Luxe. Now, just so everybody understands what's going on with the Luxe. Okay, the Luxe is a project brought on by Smart Parts. It is an affiliated company of Smart Parts. All the guns are machined and made at Smart Parts. A lot of the same employees are kind of sharing two different jobs. Don't know exactly what's going on there, but looks like Smart Parts, they've been primed for a while to come out with a high level gun on their own, and it looks like the Luxe is the one they're going with. Right off the bat, I'm going to read off some of the facts on the Luxe here. Some of the marketing on there. Colombian American made, field and tournament modes, software control, pretty cool little board, talks back to you in kind of a British voice. Nice little regulator, integrated air system, which is pretty cool. We'll go over that here in a second. Air mounting options. Even though that it is an integrated air system, it does have the ability to do a little bit of a drop forward. So I know some people, like that are mini owners that are going with that, that direct mount ASA reg type system like what the Luxe has. The Luxe does give you the ability to move your ASA forward a little bit for folks that like running with a drop forward. It's got a great adjustable trigger, lithium polymer battery, so it should have a good battery life. Now, back a few years ago, and it's one of the things I think that's been to Angel's demise, is going away from the 9-volt and going with a rechargeable battery. Time will tell if Luxe did a good job on their rechargeable battery system. Back when I had an Angel, it really turned me off into the rechargeable battery because it seemed like if the charger didn't break, then the battery would break, and if not the battery, then it would be the board. Now, we are in 2008. We're dealing with lithium polymer technology. Hopefully they've overcome that, and that will not be the problem with the Luxe. But if it does, they are claiming red carpet customer service, and hopefully you shouldn't have any of the issues with that. It's got brake beam eyes, great barrel that's in there, and high-speed clean and maintenance. The bolt pops right out. So let's get right to it. Here we go. This is the Luxe. This is the packaging that it comes in. It's a nice little aluminum briefcase. It says Luxe right there on the top. We're going to go ahead and open it up. Okay, inside here, what we're going to see here is it comes with a nice little barrel sock. And it's actually a pretty heavy-duty barrel sock, too, which should be for a gun of this price range. I believe these things right now are going for a little over $1,600, so big price tag for this gun. Nice little barrel sock comes with the Smart Parts sleek lubricant that came inside there. Now inside here, this is the rail that I was telling you about that you can use as like a mini drop forward for your tank. Here's the charging system. Now the charging system on this, it's not exactly a USB port, but it's very close to it. Charging system on here looks very similar to a USB port, and I'll show you where it plugs in. Something else that it comes with, which is really cool, is an extra battery. Obviously, we do have very high standards for a gun at this price range, $1,600, and this is going to be one of the most expensive guns in the Supergun show. But lithium polymer battery, it does come with an extra battery, thank God, okay, because whatever reason the battery cooks on this thing or whatever, and you're out of term, there's no way you're going to find one of these at Radio Shack. So thank God we have an extra battery in the box. Obviously, here we go. We got a nice Luxe. Thank you very much to Daryl Trent at Luxe for sending me this. We got a nice blue and silver Luxe. Comes with some extra parts, some extra mounting brackets for the drop forward parts, extra O-rings, extra screws, and let's go ahead and take a look at the barrel back and the barrel front. And also the manual for the Luxe that I got came on a CD. It was a PDF on a CD, downloaded it, printed it up, and it's all right here. But take a look at this. Now you're going to see a lot of things with the Luxe that are very classic Smart Parts, okay? First thing right off the bat that you'll notice is the barrel thread for this is the same barrel thread that's on the Impulse, the Ion, the Nerve, the NXT Shocker. Same exact barrel thread as those guns. Now, this is a insert. Looks just like a basic Smart Parts Freak insert. Slides right in here. This is also the 693 that it comes with. Like I've been telling you guys, 693. That's the new barrel to go with. Everybody's going towards it. Screwing this into the gun right off the bat. Feels pretty good in the hand. Feels actually very good in the hand. So you'll see, Smart Parts Key-Lock, Smart Parts all over this gun. Okay, this is this gun was born in the Smart Parts factory, so we're not going to see anything really out of the realm of what you guys are used to seeing with Smart Parts guns. Right off the bat, you'll see that you cannot screw in a regular a regular tank into this. It looks, this is the mount is directly mounted to this. I will show you guys how to get into this. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tank that was sent. Okay, and we'll screw this into the back. Now, while I'm screwing this in, something that just kind of right off the bat that kind of caught my attention. I did air this gun up and I did shoot it. Right off the bat was the fill nipple and the gauge are sticking right out. Now, when you try to hold this thing the fill nipple sticks directly into your wrist. Personally, I would really like it if they came out with a different manifold that mounted the gauge up top and the fill nipple sticking out the bottom, like this. I don't know if that's even a possibility, but that doesn't feel very good. That presses right into a pressure point, and I just don't really like that at all. I think this would do a lot better if the gauge was on top and the fill nipple was sticking on the bottom. It would really allow for a nice flush finish. Now, right off the bat, trigger feels good on this gun. The trigger on this gun is very, very reminiscent of a die trigger. It feels a lot like the ultralight trigger. Feels good. Pivot point feels like it's in the right place, slightly behind the trigger instead of in front of it. But let's go ahead and start taking this gun apart and gutting this gun and seeing what's inside here. Alright, so we got the Luxe here, so we're going to start ripping it apart, seeing what's inside here. First thing we're going to take a look at that's really cool are the magnet eye covers. What exactly we have here is the eye wires, which are very reminiscent of the shocker eye wires. Look very similar to the shocker eye wires. You'll see there's 2 magnets in here and 2 magnets on the eye cover. And then also what's kind of cool here is these new detents that they've come out with. They're calling these the 23-degree detents. These detents basically face slightly towards the back, which they're claiming to give a little bit better life and to be a little gentler on paint than the detents that stick directly in. I guess what it is, it should be a little easier to activate the spring on the detent. Eye covers, definitely don't have to worry about these things coming off the gun. I mean, it looks like there's 2 neodymium magnets inside here. Look to be probably, I don't know, maybe a 1/32 thick. Definitely going to be hanging on really tight. There's no way either way that you can switch these up either. They only fit on one side. So that's what's going on here with the with the eye covers. So we'll go ahead and put that in and leave that in place. And what it is it's held in place by a tab here on the front. So this tab goes in first, and then it's the little hinge. When you let it go, it snaps into place. Now, let's go ahead and take apart the bolt. Slide the bolt right out the back. Now, right off the bat, you're going to notice that with this Luxe, it is basically, from what I can tell and everything I can gather, this is basically a shocker on steroids. This is a super shocker, is basically what the Luxe is. We'll go ahead and start taking apart the back part here. Slide this out. Out comes the bolt. You can see right off the bat that this is very, very similar to a shocker design. Very, very similar to a shocker design. But you're going to see a lot of similarities between the Luxe and the shocker, just because one, this gun was manufactured pretty much by Smart Parts almost entirely. So very, very similar design. Very easy to take apart. As you just saw here, you slide it out the back, breaks down into 3 pieces. Very easy to take apart. Bolt. So let's go ahead and put this back together. This slides into the front. Now, I do expect this gun to get a little bit better efficiency than the shocker. The firing can that's on here looks to be a lot smaller than the shocker, so it's not going to be using as much volume per shot. So I do expect the Luxe to get a little bit better efficiency than the shocker, but we will find out tomorrow when we do the efficiency test. So we'll go ahead and just put this back in for now, and let's start taking this gun apart. So what we'll do is we'll remove the grip. Okay. Now the gun does feel